Construction isn't in my blood, but what I do have is much more important. This is episode number 337 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads. We're excited because we just got featured in a magazine. You can find it on our Facebook post for September 17th or go to our LinkedIn channel. But we were talking about engaging content and how to better understand the Google core algorithm updates that are going to impact you over the next couple of years. Last week, we had a fun time talking about the new Law and Order hit series just for contractors, and we were looking to see if we would have your website on it because many websites have stolen content, manipulated content, AI generated content that misrepresents the contractor's abilities, all in the hopes of generating a lead at all costs. Week before that, we were talking about how your website should obey a simple commandment about thou shalt not steal and insist that your programmer does too. But this week, we're moving into the hype that people like to do, especially in the marketing industry, where they like to say construction's been in our blood through God knows how many years. But what we want to do is discuss what's more important, we think, than being able to say that construction's in our blood because we worked in our parents' office for a few months before starting our business. So, my background is being a four-time serial entrepreneur that grew all the businesses with $0, no support. It takes a totally different mindset to be very well aware of money when there's no other money around to support you to build the business. Many of the people in the marketing industry today started in their family's business that was already successful before they walked into the office. And of course, they built a website, did some social media posts, and then take all the credit in the world that their parents' business grew from 1 million to 2 or 3 or whatever. But the reality was those businesses were already solid and they were probably already going to grow anyway. Not saying that the child who joined the company wasn't helping, but it's not like the owner wasn't going to be able to do it on their own with another resource. Love to be able to promote. I've had 3 successes and 1 failure, and a lot of people will not appreciate what a failure is in business until it happens. And quite honestly, I was able to learn a lot with that failure, where unless you're an owner and have made some critical mistakes where you're able to understand it and deal with it on your own, many people would not be able to appreciate that statement. Also, looking beyond a business, just past the website, the social media, and SEO, takes a different aptitude than someone who just started in an office and grew their company at the right place at the right time. And if all of that went away, the websites, the social media, and SEO, could they do it again and without being fed from a parent being able to support them to get started? I'm not saying that you can't be successful doing that. I'm just saying it takes a different style of personality when you need to grow a business completely on your own without any backup support. Also, ensuring that a business can focus on 1 to 5 years out and not just following the hype of the day takes another aptitude where the younger generation tends to educate themselves on, like the TikTok generation, where they're learning on a Friday, they're checking things out on a Saturday, they're implementing on a Sunday and calling themselves an expert on Monday. There's a different mindset when it comes to taking decisions and really making them to impact you well beyond just the refreshing of a screen to see it online. And last but not least is being able to educate without being prejudiced towards determining the final decision. Many people in marketing love to offer all of this education and free education or whatever value they put onto it and give it away for free. But the reality is a lot of that education, if not all, is designed to help promote the final product. Which is their website, their marketing agency, their social business, or their paid ads, or whatnot. And with us, we like to tell people that when we're working with our clients, we couldn't care less who's doing the programming, who's doing the social posting, who's doing the SEO items, and so forth. And that differentiator of being able to take a step back and have an education and a strategy without the final decision is very similar to hiring an architect to do a design, but you haven't yet come up with exactly who's going to be the general contractor or exactly what materials are going to be used. But when somebody is overly prejudiced, especially in conceptual topics such as marketing, and they already basically know it could only be their way or the highway while they're educating, makes it very difficult to say that they're educating without prejudice. But that's a differentiator that takes experience. Some people don't care, some people do. That's what we like to bring to the table as far as what's different in our blood than many of the people that are within our marketplace. When we say construction is in somebody's blood, we're referencing something like this successful son and father team that we promoted back in a few years ago. Here's just the story. You could expand on it to see the exact ones. It's also on our LinkedIn profile if you want to see the full story. But here we like to show off a particular successful father-son story, success story, should we say, where if you go to Mass Builders Inc., you would see the story of a contractor, very successful contractor, and then the son moved to another state and he's under the same similar name, except it's Mass Builders without the Inc.com. And between the both of them, that is when we hear of construction is in their blood. Our perception is not sitting in the office watching dad go out with his team building whatever, and then you go out for a weekend or two or summer and then claim that you have construction in your blood. We like to look at it as this is a true example of when somebody says, when they say construction is in their blood, they mean it, having one company grow and have the son leave to create his own successful company. That is when we see construction is in their blood, and we wish them all the success with that particular statement. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to please like us on on Facebook and YouTube for the weekly quick tips. Follow us on Instagram with our weekly featured projects. Remember that our classes have been completely updated to take care of the Google algorithm updates that you need to be aware of for the upcoming years to make you stand out differently. And we want to remind you to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.